Dear Diary, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be airdropped into this world with literally nothing and tasked with reaching a point more than 1,000 kilometers away? What would be the odds of me not getting arrested before I even started? How would I even find clothes? Or anything for that matter? What kind of people would even be crazy enough to help me?
Well, I guess we're about to find out. Okay.
In order to not cause a commotion in what is in fact a very public park, I need to find something to cover myself quickly.
Alright, I think I saw a plastic bag over there which interests me quite a bit. So I'm gonna go and head over there and hope that no one sees me. That of course is gonna be a challenge. Mission compromised.
I think no compromise, just take plants or something other for the first time, and after we go to check. Ma voisine. Maybe run. I think just run.
Marvelous.
Now, I wasn't quite out of the woods yet. Even though I wasn't completely nude anymore, I still needed to find clothes somehow, which means venturing further into the civilized world at the cost of what remains of my dignity.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Est-ce qu'à tout hasard vous auriez des vieux vêtements à donner pour moi?
Non, parce que je les donne au client.
Ah, pas de souci, c'est gentil, merci beaucoup.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
What do you feel?
Stressed. There's a suitcase over there actually, maybe I'm gonna go check it out.
Moments later, a kind soul finally answered my desperate pleas. She gave me a t-shirt, shorts, pants, socks even, but of course not everything was exactly my size.
It's very smooth. Oh man. I don't know what is worse, being naked or being like this.
But thankfully, my new friend noticed this and came up with a solution very quickly.
And it has pockets. Yeah, it's great, it's perfect.
Ah, il est vraiment trop beau en plus. Ah.
Une petite eau de Pologne.
Ah, incroyable, bah voilà,
Voilà,
c'est parfait.
elle vient de là-bas.
So maybe we're gonna go to Poland too.
T'as vu?
Finally, she wished us farewell, and we thanked her very much for this amazing first encounter on what would certainly be a long and exciting adventure. So here's the plan. First, I'll hitchhike my way to the German border, and then I'll find somewhere to sleep, hopefully. After that, well, I hope I make some friends, and eventually I'll get into Poland. As I started hitchhiking, I told my story to many strangers. As you can imagine, Reactions were varied, but many found it hilarious. Some even decided to help me by giving me food or even a mattress.
Ouais. Génial, bah, merci beaucoup. Trop cool.
Sometimes, when you're standing there for hours, cars whizzing by, drivers barely acknowledging you, and you try to keep smiling at people but you know deep down you look like an idiot, then it just feels like a massive chore. I guess if I wasn't hitchhiking on the highway right as everyone was in a hurry to get back home after a long day of work, people might actually be a bit more open to letting me into their car. But for now, I'm stuck at this stupid gas station.
I mean, at least people are mostly nice. I haven't had any kind of nasty glares or looks of disgust like I had about an hour ago, but yeah, it's tiring nonetheless.
And so, after another 30 minutes, I conceded defeat and decided to go look for somewhere to sleep. Along the way, I gathered some stuff to help me avoid the cold during the night. Indeed, staying warm that night was going to be a huge challenge, if all I had to cover myself was a pair of shorts, a t-shirt, and an old punctured air mattress.
Here we are in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. The view is quite nice, and yeah, I've got quite a lot of interesting things. So 2 mattresses, one here and one there. But that's about it really. I mean, I'm out of food for today. I've been given some bog roll by a guy I hitchhiked with, some cardboard I picked up along the way. This is just the tripod and my passport. And that's the water we've got for tonight. So yeah, traveling light, I guess. It's like barely 10 p.m. and I'm honestly very cold right now, which is not very good. So I think I'm gonna have to find a better place than this.
As I got back up, I wondered how on earth I would manage to find extra clothing or a warm place to sleep at such a late hour in the day. In the distance, though, a faint glimmer of hope. A house with someone inside it, still apparently awake.
Je voudrais bivouaquer dehors dans la prairie, mais il fait fort froid. Mais j'ai demandé à l'agriculteur, il est d'accord, mais c'est... Non, non, mais pas chez vous, c'est derrière là-bas. C'est juste qu'en fait, il fait fort froid. Et je me demandais... C'est juste qu'en fait, il fait très froid et je me demandais si vous aviez... Non. Mais je ne demande pas de rentrer chez vous, je me demandais juste si vous aviez une vieille couverture à prêter. Pas de soucis, ça va. Oui, oui, pas de problème. Bonne soirée, merci beaucoup.
Well, that could have gone better. But in all fairness, maybe little old ladies living alone aren't exactly the smartest demographic to target with such strange requests coming from a strange man at a strange hour of the day.
Dans la prairie, mais il fait fort froid et j'ai pas de pull. Et je voulais savoir si vous n'avez pas une vieille couverture à prêter ou quelque chose comme ça.
Non, une couverture, j'ai pas.
Pas de souci, pas de problème. After a long hard think, my saviour finally came back with a small quilt.
Well, I'm not sure that's going to be enough still, but this is still a major improvement over what I had before. Anyway, time to go to sleep and see you in the morning, this time hopefully for good. So I've just met with a man from Russia and he gave me this and he told me, I asked him what it was and he told me, don't ask, just eat. But yeah, he's really nice and he's taken me to Bremen, so that's pretty far into Germany. I've just been missioned by my driver to fill all of these water bottles because basically his car is leaking water and so it's overheating. Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. There's almost no more water.
Everything is gone. It's gone already. The oil is hot.
As kilometers passed, I tried to make conversation with my driver. But to every question I asked, he answered something along the lines of, "It's not important." Eventually though, I did get an answer to the growing amount of questions I had regarding his life.
Why are you a bad man? And what have you done?
To be honest, I'm off it.
Not thief? What's that?
Stealing,
Ah, I see.
beating up people, taking money back. Someone owes you money, let me know.
Okay. And how do you do that kind of thing? What kind of skills do you have to have?
You have to know the right people. Fucking hell, man, let's go. Fucking
I'm not gonna lie, spending hours in the same car as this guy who at one point shouted at the top of his lungs to wake me up made me feel a bit strained and tired. This is usually the times when I can't really be asked to actually film anything, much less speak to the camera. I just don't have the social energy to do it. Which is a bit of a shame, of course, because it may cause me to miss some important parts of the story. In this case, the story was about Duhan, a friendly guy, the same age as me, who picked me up in his car and took me to a nearby river after I told him I wanted to spend the afternoon there. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I heard a familiar voice cry my name. At first, I obviously believed I must have been a victim of some prank played by my tired brain, but then appeared a familiar face.
Oh yeah?
Go the other way and don't go straight and look straight up. And then I ask people if they see a man with a backpack.
Oh shit.
Maybe that you go this way and like under the sun.
Oh cool, okay.
It decides to come and with you join the time.
Oh sweet man. Oh yeah, of course. I'm very happy that you're there.
Yes.
Cool man.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Are you a good swimmer?
No, not very good. Oh man, it's so fucking high.
Come on, Arthur.
Oh my god, this is scary actually.
You can do it. Let's go. Woo!
After all that, Duhan showed me around some places in his town and told me I could even sleep at his place, which was fantastic news because it was probably going to rain that night.
So how do you say bon appetit again in German?
Guten Appetit. Guten Appetit.
Later that evening, Duhan invited a friend over because he thought my story might be interesting to him. And so, we watched last year's adventure on his telly and had a good laugh, but they also said some of the nicer things anyone's ever said about my videos.
Cheers man.
The next morning, Duhan and I parted ways without exchanging contacts, because we both knew the chances of meeting again were pretty slim, and talking by text is just not the same as spending an afternoon getting to know each other doing silly things. That of course doesn't mean our friendship wasn't important. In fact, we found beauty in the fact that friends can be made in the most unexpected of places at the most unexpected of times. And to us both, who would like to believe humans aren't all that bad after all, despite all the recent evidence to the contrary, this was more important than anything. Unfortunately, neither boats nor cars seemed to be very willing to take me further on my journey. After spending hours waiting at an intersection and then moving on to another spot, which seemed better, but then returning to that same initial spot later after changing my mind, someone finally took me in their car for a grand total of about 10 kilometers.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, at least it is the correct autobahn to Berlin.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it's been 2 hours now I've been waiting here, or maybe even more. Yeah, it's been a bit long.
But then a distant rumble gave me an idea. You see, hitchhiking isn't all about opening up to kind strangers or nurturing one's faith in humanity. At its core, it's a fierce battle of egos in which we claw our way to victory by pushing the limits of audacity and skill to hitchhike in ever increasingly crazy modes of transport. Now, those too weak to succeed must suffer the consequences of their failed attempts and forever be condemned to look up to those more charismatic, successful and daring than them. But those who succeed, let me tell you, those who succeed are rewarded with the greatest prize of them all, eternal stories of their heroic feats whispered from ear to ear, telling of their everlasting glory. Unfortunately, unexpected obstacles appeared on my path as I tried to execute my plan.
I wanted to go to the other side, but apparently there's no ship anymore.
No, there's no ferry. No.
Okay.
No.
Since when?
Over 2 or 3 years.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I hope this suitcase is going to float, otherwise we're going to have a problem. But other than that, it should be doable. Of course, my suitcase started sinking about halfway across. I think I decided to stay here for tonight because it's already 5:30 and I don't really think I have the energy to keep, hitchhiking, especially if it's going to be like it's been today.
Plus, if I wanted to actually execute my silly plan, I had to stay in the area. And not only that, but for the first time today, I was actually enjoying myself, and so I decided to stay on that vibe. After enjoying the last of the sun's rays, I started looking for a place to sleep.
Oh, sweet. Looks like I just found a coat. That's perfect. Ah, sweet, that's going to keep me warm for tonight. I'm going to put this back tomorrow, but still, that's going to be really useful. Look at what I just found. This is amazing. A coat and a towel. Hey, just a little update. I've actually migrated inside the kayak business. So yeah, sleep tight and see you tomorrow. Morgen. Ich habe eine kleine Frage. Ich trampe von Belgien und ich habe einen Traum, ist Trampen in einem Flugzeug.
Ja.
Denkst du, dass möglich ist hier?
Eventuell, ja.
Mhm.
Also grundsätzlich wäre das möglich. Es muss natürlich irgendwie auch passen, dass einer da ist und
Ich verstehe nicht.
Zeit hat. Und also ich sag mal so, wenn das passt, wenn jemand irgendwo hinfliegt in die Richtung, dann lässt sich da sicherlich was arrangieren.
I don't understand everything, but
Oh, your German was awesome.
Really?
So far.
Wow,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, that was no problem. We can speak English. It's fine for me.
Okay, great.
You might need some patience
Yeah, sure.
for today, but I can't.
You can't guarantee, obviously.
Can't
Yeah.
guarantee anything.
Mhm.
So,
No, of course.
So, but and it's the right day.
Mhm.
It's Saturday, so if you meet anyone up here
Mhm.
at the Aero Clubs over here or over there at the Aero Club Minden,
Okay.
then it's today. So
Okay.
maybe you're lucky.
Encouraged by my new friend's kind words, I formed up a battle plan while I waited for the Aero Club to open for the day.
I saw you did the looping there. That was pretty cool.
Unfortunately, my battery was very, very low at the time, and I couldn't record everything I wished to record. But after meeting some friendly people there and asking to help them clean the Aero Club in exchange for a plane ride, I was told I could sit on a chair and watch people fly in gliders. At that point, it wasn't entirely clear whether that meant I would get a chance to actually fly myself eventually, but I decided it was well worth my time and was always a step closer to my goal.
How do you take off without a propeller?
We have a winch.
Oh,
There's a long steel rope we connect the plane to.
okay.
The winch is on the other side of the airfield.
And then it just pulls and
Yes.
then. Okay.
However, 5 hours had passed and I still wasn't entirely certain what the plan was, mainly because of the slight language barrier. So I got up to awkwardly ask for some clarification.
Excuse me. I'm sorry to ask again, but do you think there's any chance that maybe I'll fly or not?
Yeah, the next one.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry.
I know it's okay. I didn't know if I was gonna fly or not. Also,
sorry.
no, it's okay.
If you need fresh air during the flight, you can open this one. Ready?
Ready?
Ready.
that was insane. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that much acceleration.
Yes, not looking at so much when you view it from the ground.
Yeah. Crazy.
I had finally accomplished my dream of managing to hitch a ride on a plane, and I was headed to Poland by some miracle. And yet, my mood was heading down the drain again. Was it because I was tired and hungry? Maybe. But somehow, I could not get rid of that feeling that after all, I am just another privileged kid running around asking favors of people to perform stunts on YouTube. I mean, what am I really giving back to the people who blindly trust me and help me out? Is this really what hitchhiking is about? I don't know, man.
Romeo was roaming the garden. Saturday was spent in a
11.
Just arrived in Szczecin, and yeah, I know nothing of the city. I am absolutely ravenous because I haven't had anything to eat in like more than 24 hours, I think. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, it's pretty cold out here, so I'm going to try and find some place to sleep and something to eat, maybe. Right, I think I found my backup plan for tonight. That's always something. Just look at this. Something in it. Let's have a look. Some kind of salty biscuits. Well, it's not much, but that will have to do for now. And right over there, there's a concert. And maybe I'll have a look because I'm thinking drunk people are friendly people.
Sorry about the mess, because, you know,
It's raining, which is just perfect. So in about 45 minutes it will be 96 hours or 4 days since I left Brussels. And as you can probably tell by my face, I am utterly exhausted, but it's been an amazing trip, lots of amazing people, Duhan and also Magda, who actually hosted me yesterday and let me sleep on her couch. Yeah, she was really lovely. I wish I could film these little spontaneous moments sometimes that come from these interactions, but of course it's very awkward to just whip out the camera kind of thing. Yeah, and I like to ask people if they want to be filmed, so since I hadn't done that, I wasn't going to do it. But yeah, she was really funny, and at some point especially, it was like 15 minutes to midnight, and she started worrying about whether or not I had a toothbrush. And I said, well look, I mean it's 15 minutes to midnight, so you know there's not much we can do about it. And she said, no, I'll find something. And I said, look, I don't really need a toothbrush right now, but maybe tomorrow morning we can go and find one. And she was like, no, you need toothbrush. So I said, okay, sure. I mean, and so she said, I'm gonna go buy a toothbrush. And I said, well, how are you gonna do that? Because it's like 15 minutes to midnight. And she said, no, don't worry, and came back with a toothbrush. So yeah, I'm not sure how she did it, but either way, she was really lovely. And honestly, it's so touching, because you know it's not easy for a woman to trust some random dude who comes up and says, oh look, can I sleep in your couch tonight, I don't have any money, that kind of thing. But she did trust me, and she even gave me the keys to her apartment. Like she said I could leave or come and go basically whenever I wanted, which is really, really nice of her. So honestly, Magda, you're my hero. Really, I'm so glad that I didn't have to sleep in the cold and in the rain, and I'm so glad that I could even eat something this morning, because I was really, really hungry. So anyway, that concludes that crazy trip, and yeah, I guess see you soon for other city adventures. Goodbye.